What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. In this video, we are jumping into Nightwing issue 111. Now, some of you will notice that we skipped over issue 110. That one has to do with Beast War. It is just a tie-in to it. If you followed Beast War, super awesome. I hear it's good. We're not covering it, so we're not going to be covering the tie-in to it. But this issue of Nightwing jumps us into a new story arc, or we could say it continues on one of the old story arcs, which is Heartless. We're getting back to the nitty-gritty. We're back to finding out exactly what this guy's up to, what he has been doing. We already know he's been stealing hearts for himself. We know that he lived a lifestyle much like Dick Grayson and Bruce. His parents died early on. He inherited a great sum of money, but instead of turning down the path of righteousness, he went the other direction. He became a monster, and now that monster has found his way to Gotham City. So make sure you guys have subscribed to the channel, make sure that you like this video, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so as we dive into this issue, we pick up with Batman arriving at the scene of a crime. The victim lying dead on the ground, and the man lies with a giant hole in his chest. He knows this work. This is the work of Heartless. With somebody still nearby, Batman prepares to attack, only to see a young child, a little boy hiding and crying. And so we pick up with Oracle, as she sits here in bed with Nightwing. Batman is reaching out to talk with Dick, that he needs him to come to Gotham, because he thinks that Heartless has shown up. Nightwing not skipping a beat. He's on his motorcycle and he is headed to the docks. Coming in the fashion the Nightwing does, he puts down his bike and he launches it at a bunch of thugs. You gotta ask yourself, how many bikes has Nightwing put down? How many bikes has this man gone through? You put down a bike like this, you're putting big money into fixing it, or you're buying a new bike. But I guess all the money that he inherited from Alfred and everything else in between, he's doing okay. But Batman and Nightwing teaming up, taking down these guys together. They handle them relatively quickly and then they head off. As they head off to the police precinct, Nightwing is letting Batman know that he thinks Heartless has been in hiding. Batman says that's probably because you moved Titan's Tower to Blüdhaven. You got people flying in, teleporters, a man who can move faster than sound would give most serial killers pause. In fact, Batman even says that this was a good call. A great call for your city, not something that he ever even thought to do for Gotham. Imagine if they had put the Hall of Justice in Gotham. That could change Gotham overnight. But it seems like a plan that nobody thought about. But now Nightwing is concerned that he chased a murderer to Gotham. As they head to the GCPD, Nightwing goes in to talk to the boy because Batman already kinda scared him at the scene of the crime. The boy's name is Eco. When he sees Nightwing, he is ecstatic. Nightwing is on his freaking pencil case. So he rushes over and he gives Nightwing a big hug. The two of them sit down, they start playing video games. As they're playing, he mentions that his father says that he would always play too much. His father just died. His mother died in a car wreck some years ago, so he has no one left, saying that he wants to be brave in front of Nightwing and doesn't want to cry. This is when Nightwing tells him a secret, that what happened to you also happened to me, that he lost both of his parents around the same age. The truth is, this pain never stops hurting, but there are people that came along into his life that loved him just as much, telling him that whatever happens next, he promises he won't be alone, that they are going to catch the person responsible. This is where Nightwing tries to get a little bit of information from him, trying to find out what the man was wearing, what he looked like, all of that stuff. But this is where Nightwing learns that he didn't say anything. The killer, he didn't say anything to the kid, to the dad, nobody. This makes him very suspicious because Heartless is a man that wants you to know he is the one doing this. With the kid's uncle coming in the room to pick him up, what we learn from the uncle is that the parents, they were wealthy, so the kid's gonna be alright. He's gonna have a good amount of wealth. Nightwing really just lets him know that this kid's probably gonna be afraid. Afraid of the dark, of strangers, unfamiliar places, he's gonna need comfort, routine, reassurance, support, security. All of these things. With Batman and Nightwing meeting up on the rooftop, Nightwing mentions the fact that Heartless didn't say anything to anybody. He's believing that maybe this could be a copycat. Something about this doesn't feel right, and so he wants to look at the body. He wants to see what actually happened. By the time they get to the coroner's office and they see the hole in this man's chest, part of his heart is still there. This is clumsy work. The wound is jagged. It is not cauterized. This is not a clean cut. The two of them quickly deduce that this is in fact a copycat, someone trying to make it look like Heartless, so police don't look elsewhere. Wanting to talk to the boy again and get a more thorough description, see if there are any discrepancies, anything else in between. The problem is, it's 3 a.m. The boy just lost his father today, and so they're gonna wait till morning, but what they could not anticipate was the uncle. You see, the uncle rushed home after finding out that Nightwing is now intertwined in this case. The uncle wants to get out of here as quickly and as fast as possible. The kid thought that he was going to a safe place. He thought he was going to someone that cared. He thought he was going to someone that loved him, only to find out that his uncle is responsible for all of this. His uncle killed his father. He did it for the money. He tells the kid to pack a bag, to get in the car, that wherever they are going, he is going to shut his mouth. He will not be saying a word. They rush out of the house, and what we see on the table is the pencil box with Nightwing's face on it. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. This was really a fun issue. There's lots of little tidbits of Alfred, of Dick Grayson's upbringing. What I like about the Nightwing comics, what Tom Taylor is doing, most comics, they stay pretty stagnant. They don't age much, they don't grow much. And if they do grow, most of them get some kind of regression back to who they were. And that could still happen with the Nightwing comics, but for the most part, we have seen Nightwing truly grow. He has gone from being a Robin at one point in time, now to being Nightwing, leader of the Titans, which is the new Justice League. We see him being a better vigilante than Batman ever could have. Having a better perspective, having that perspective of love, of comfort, of understanding pain, having empathy. All these things that Batman has, but not to the extent that Nightwing does. You know, we all want our children to be better than us, to surpass us in every single way, whether it becomes intelligence, emotional intelligence, careers, whatever it may be. We want our children to be so much better than we ever could. And you can't imagine Batman being disappointed. You can't imagine Batman not being happy seeing what Nightwing has become, the leader he is betraying. He is the best version of Batman. He is the best of Batman. And I, for one, cannot wait to see what the future holds for Dick Grayson. But let me know what you guys think. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your theories. If you want to get caught up on everything that is going on with this series, go ahead, check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. It is going to get you completely caught up on everything going on with this series. If you want to support the channel, you can always do so by joining the channel membership. Much like Patreon, having multiple different tiers, from $1 to $50, from loyalty badges to comics every single month. Not only are you helping out the channel tremendously, but you are getting tons of perks in the process. Now, if you're unable to do this, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like this video, hit that notification bell, and with that being said, until the next breakdown.